Hey guys, it's Nate, aka TheFutAccountant. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking a page out of Football YouTube's book. If you're a Chelsea fan, you might know what I mean by the title of this video. But we've been seeing FC26 ratings left, right, and center, and there's been a few important things that we've learned about these ratings, including 3 newly announced heroes coming in FC26. Hint, we've seen them before, and how EA is giving out these new playstyle pluses that they're adding to the game this year. I really think we can spot some trends from these ratings that we've seen and get an advantage heading into FC26. That's why I want to talk about this today. But what we really need is the database to search up the cards at our leisure for all these ratings. We got to talk about that a little bit today because hopefully that's coming soon. And don't worry, there's still a little bit of FC25 at the end of today's video. Of course, we can finally claim that 99 Ronaldinho and get the Gritty in FC26 today through the 5th day of the Gritty Cup. And we have a new cup coming today as well, as some interesting SBCs were released yesterday too. That deserves at least a little bit of discussion. But if you're excited for FC26 ratings, drop a thumbs up on the video and of course subscribe if you are new. Now, let's talk about the first things that we've learned about the FC26 ratings so far, and that is about playstyle pluses, guys. EA know that their new playstyle pluses are overpowered. After playing the beta, you maybe have heard me and a lot of other people talking about how the new Enforcer playstyle plus was pretty good. Of course, EA even showed it on their pitch notes. You can see here that this offensive player in red with the Enforcer playstyle plus is very strong and able to absolutely shoulder barge off the defender that is there trying to take the ball from him. This was something that was very overpowered when we were playing the earlier versions of the beta. I don't know how much it's going to be changed for the actual release of the game, but the fact that this tweet yesterday came out with only 6 players having the Enforcer playstyle plus at the start of FC26, that's really interesting to me. I think EA know this is a very overpowered playstyle plus and playstyle, and that's why they haven't given it to a lot of people. Now, this is going to be a completely different meta. It's not just like you run down the wing and cut it back with somebody who's pacey. This is a very physical hold-up play type of meta. Is this Prince card going to actually be usable if Enforcer Plus is really good? Of course, Hullet, Drogba, they're always good. Gyökeres, that'd be a fun card, but is this Mario Gomez and Kleindienst even going to be usable? Are players with Enforcer base playstyle going to be overpowered as well? That's something to keep an eye on. This Enforcer playstyle as we head into FC26 because of how few players had it. Once again, this is only a attacking playstyle plus, and playstyle, it's all about the physical play with shoulder challenges and shielding. Now, for the other new playstyles like Game Changer, that is the revamped version of Trivela. Game Changer is Trivela for shooting only. That's why, of course, you've got a Quaresma here, you've got Dybala, you've got Embuemo from Manchester United. That is what that playstyle plus is. There's a few more of these cards in here, but this one, it makes sense that there's more players for this new playstyle plus because we had Trivela previously, which was for passing. And technically, I guess it was a shooting playstyle plus as well, because when you would load up an L2 Trivela shot or an LT shot on Xbox, it would show the Trivela plus playstyle over your player's or icon in game. So that's why I think it's not as big of a deal for these, because Game Changer didn't really feel that great in the beta, and it's not a brand new playstyle. It's Game Changer and Inventive kind of splitting up what Trivela used to be. Once again, this is Game Changer. It is for unconventional and extraordinary finishes, combining Flare and Trivela playstyles, and this is Inventive, which is all about passing. Again, refining Flare and Trivela, but it's all about passing. So Inventive is passing, Game Changer is shooting. But that's the first thing, is playstyle pluses. I think that these tweets put out by XO FIFA of all the different players with playstyle pluses from yesterday, a thread, this is a very useful tweet. It's almost got 1 million views. A lot of people are finding it useful. It's really fun to look through here and see who's got Bruiser Plus, who's got Chip Shot Plus, who's got Slide Tackle Plus, Dead Ball Plus. This is a very useful tweet, so make sure you go and check that one out. Now, let's keep it moving. The second thing that we've learned from FC26 ratings is pace is cooked. This is the obvious theme through all of the ratings so far. Isak got a +3, right? The big man, big upgrade. -2 pace, -1 dribbling. And this is going to go into our third point as well, but just focusing on pace for a second, how does a 87 rated Saliba go from 82 pace to 77, yet his rating stayed exactly the same. Even moving through the rest of these cards, like Lamine Yamal only got +3 pace on a +8 overall upgrade, where he got +10 passing, and he got what was that? He got a big shooting upgrade, +8 dribbling as well, but he only got +3 pace. Pace seems to be very much so not important, and specifically not upgraded in FC26, which means players that already have pace, 85, 86 and above, maybe even especially the 90 plus pace cards, they're going to be very overpowered at the start. Even if pace is not the meta, pace is always useful, right? So keep that in mind. That could make players like Vinny or Openda, or just, again, other cards that already have pace, extra valuable at the start of the game. And getting right into the next thing, topic number 3 that we've learned from these ratings so far is that stats overall are cooked, right? Again, we go back here and look at Saliba. He stayed the same rating, but he lost 2 passing, lost 2 dribbling, and of course the pace. And you go through and look at some other cards. Just a quick side note here for Lamine Yamal. I had to pull this tweet up too and bookmark it when I saw it. Mbappe at 18 years old, 71 rated. Lamine Yamal at 18 years old, 89 rated. I know that they're, you can't really one-to-one compare those, but that's pretty crazy, right? Just the fact of the rating there for Lamine Yamal being an 89. We'll mention that a little bit later on in the video as well. But this is the example that I think of when stats being kind of reduced for the power curve. Once again, I know why EA is doing this. We know why EA is not upgrading these cards on their face stats as much as we maybe would think that they would for big upgrades like a +5 here for Hakimi. It's, of course, to hopefully slow down the power curve progression, as they've been vocal about doing that, which is a good thing. I think what we have to do, though, is just get over the fact that some of these cards with high ratings have low stats on them. This is the number 1 card for that example. But even looking at a card that really nobody's talking about, Jamal Musiala, he got a +1 from his 87 rated card on FC25. He got -4 pace, +2 passing, +1 shooting, and no dribbling boost on a +1 overall. But again, it's the -4 pace there. And you look at that 88 rated Musiala card, he's got an 82 rated shooting stat. Everything else in his card is below 82 rated, and he has 90 dribbling, yet he is still an 88. There's so many examples of cards that we can look at like that got upgrades, but then they didn't actually get too much of a big stat boost. Now, number 4 of the things that we've learned through all of these cards here is that anomalies still exist. Basically random cards with insane stats for their rating, OP beasts, if you will. They kind of just defy the odds of all of these ratings downgrades and card stats not getting upgraded as much. Davinson Sanchez, the former Tottenham Hotspur center back, goes from an 80 rated to an 82. He gets +5 pace, +11 shooting, +8 dribbling and passing, 3 defending, and 6 physical. That's an anomaly compared to all the other cards that we've looked at, right? That is an insane upgrade for Davinson Sanchez. He's probably not going to be used far more than the first couple of weeks in the game, but still might be a decent card if you've got another Galatasaray link in there, or however you can fit him into your squad. He'll be cheap though, right? Hincapie, transferring of course to Arsenal here, getting a pretty big upgrade. He's defying the odds. He got a pace boost, 84 pace, 84 defending, 82 physical for him. He's going to be a very popular card, maybe even as a left back with the slide tackle plus there. That's an okay playstyle plus. And then Ibanez, Roger Ibanez in the Saudi League, he got an upgrade as well in terms of pace going up, defense and physical going up on his card as well. I've only shown center back so far, but Pulisic, like, that's an anomaly in itself. We were just talking about this on one of the TikToks we uploaded yesterday in YouTube Shorts, that this card looks better than 85 rated Rodrigo from Madrid. Rodrigo's 85, Pulisic is 84. Pulisic has better stats. Like, that 84 rated card with those stats, he has probably more in-game stats than Jamal Musiala does as an 88. That's why I'm saying the anomalies still exist. The OP cheap, sometimes cheap beasts, they still exist there. That's one thing that we love to try to find as we build out our FC26 squads and our Ultimate Team squads at the early portions of the year. But it's nice to see some cards like that. Now, number 5 on the things we've learned from the FC26 rating is it's time for new GOATs. It's not time for new GOATs. I don't know why I said that, but these guys will always be the GOATs. But man, it is just difficult to see. When you go from this to this, it's painful. I know. But the, of course, silver lining here is that they're going to fit evolution sooner. Tiki Taka Plus on Messi, this might be actually pretty usable Messi card once we can get a bit of a pace boost there. If he can play Cam, which I think he is leagued to be able to still play Cam, That's going to be a solid card. And who knows, if Power Shot Plus is good, that Ronaldo might end up being interesting as well. But that's one thing that we noticed about the ratings this year, guys, is that EA didn't just go for the individual approach with these ratings. They really started to go for clubs, okay? They're elevating these clubs and the players that played for these clubs on the big stage. PSG winning the Champions League, running the table in League One. You know, Barcelona doing the same in La Liga. A lot of big upgrades here. We've touched on this topic already. When I first saw the ratings, it was like, wow, a lot of PSG and Barca players are getting upgraded, right? I kind of like this, though. I think it's kind of a different spin on things, but it makes sense when you're thinking of players that should be higher rated. Not saying that all these cards are getting big boosts, like, you know, Konate got a nice upgrade, but Frimpong didn't. McAllister only got a +1. Gakpo, I think, only got a +1 as well. But these are all deserved upgrades because of these clubs that played well and the players that were playing well at the same time. Marcus Thuram got a nice upgrade. Inter lost in the Champions League final, but they made it there, and they still got some pretty decent upgrades as well. So I kind of like how this feels like it's more of a club upgrade for some of these players and less of just a individual performance based situation here. So I'll be really interested after seeing this year how it goes going forward in terms of FC27 and stuff like that. I know that's a weird thing to say, but with the ratings this year, that's just kind of the vibe that I've gotten. I don't know if you guys have gotten that as well, but it's not something I'm necessarily upset about. I kind of like it. Now, the sixth thing that we've learned about these ratings this year, this was just tweeted yesterday, hot off the press news. The Roma trio, the streets will not forget. They are still not forgetting these cards because the FIFA 15 trio, or FIFA 14 trio, whatever FIFA it was from, 14, 15, right around when I started playing, they are returning to FC 26, and these are their base hero cards. Honestly, these three save the whole entire hero class coming for 26 because we've got Aymar, we've got Quaresma, and De Rossi, but the heroes this year that are added into this game do not look very hype, and most people are not very excited for them. So it is nice to see a little bit of news here. Now, the last thing is we need a database, man. We need a database so bad because right now all of the card ratings are on Twitter, and all of these guys that have the leaks have probably found them in some way, shape, or form. Who knows how they found them? They've probably got somehow access to an EA employee who showed them the ratings on the game, whatever it may be. But it's a time for us to get a database so that we can start creating starter squads. It's probably going to be a while before websites like Footbin have these ratings because right now they're all leaked, they're not confirmed, and all of these websites I believe have connections with EA, and that's how they get the stuff super fast after content drops and stuff like that. I don't know when we're going to get a database. I hope it is soon, but the hope for us to get a database in the next couple of days would be somebody like Foot Scoreboard, a leaker, who has done this before in the past, building out a website where you can actually search out all the players. That'd be a lot of work, so we'll see if they go ahead and do it, but that's kind of the next step, it feels like, when we would have the control, when we would have the power to go and search and build out the players that we want to look for potential evolutions, some of the lower rated cards that maybe they're not tweeting out about, but all right now the leaks are on Twitter and it's kind of hard to keep up with them all. So let me know in the comments what FC26 ratings you find the most interesting, or any of those 6 things that we feel like we've learned from the ratings that you've kind of taken notice to mostly yourself. Now let's talk FC25 to end off the video here. I want to try to make this a little bit of a shorter one today. Yesterday's content, of course, was an interesting one for a Saturday. I want to start things off here by getting my 5 of 20 99 overall player pick. We're just going to grip it and rip it here because this is, of course, the 4th day of the Gritty Cup. Today is going to be the last day that we can finish this one off. There's going to be a lot of dupes in here for me, which is why, yeah, oh, wow, dupe R9. I have not got Bale yet. I packed Bale tradable. Lamine, let's go. That's a new one for me. Can I get Bale? Can I get Bale? Please. Oh my gosh, man. I have one more chance to get Bale tomorrow. At least we do get Lamine Yamal from this, and I'll just take all the other non-dupes that we had in here. We'll go Chloe Kelly. We'll go Lucy Bronze, and we'll go Greenwood. Boom, that's 5 of 5. So that pick right there, it was fun to see 20, and I got one non-duplicate for sure, but I still need Gareth Bale. I packed Gareth Bale tradable, as I mentioned, but we sold him, and now I kind of would like to pack him untradeable. I probably will get a chance to do that. Anyways, yesterday's content, apart from what was in objectives there, in SBCs was pretty wild. EA released SBCs for the 2 most expensive cards still in the game, market value wise. This 97 Ronaldo is more expensive than his 99 because it's never been re-released in packs. So if you want to card collect the 97 Ronaldo here, which most of us probably have the 99, so this is really just a card collection at this point. He's 13 squads. This card was 11 million coins before this SBC yesterday, but he wasn't the only one. We got R9 90 Winter Wildcards, a card that was released in December as an SBC in, well, it's actually about to be September now, but in the late end of August as a very easy to complete 1 squad SBC for the little bro baby version 90 R9. This is kind of hilarious because literally this R9 was 10 million coins, 9 million coins, and Cristiano Ronaldo was 11 mil extinct. And EA released both of them as SBCs yesterday. Not the 99 versions, though. They released their other versions. Kind of interesting there. But again, that's just for like card collecting nature. It feels like there was an evolution that was dropped yesterday as well as a free Evo called Anchor Plus, which it does actually give some pretty interesting boost, especially for like a player that you maybe just want to try. Like this Zidane, like... That's kind of cool. I don't know if you can think that's cool, but Zidane going to 97 defending and 96 physical, if you want to play him as a box to box, that's at least kind of interesting there. Or maybe you got like a 94 rated card you could put into this and get some decent upgrades to it there. So that's the Anchor Plus Evo that was free in Evolutions. Now, I want to talk about today's content on Sunday just a little bit more because today we're going to have the new daily eFigs leagues exploring new transfer objectives, this says allegedly. I don't think there's a whole lot of hype with this unless EA give like an FC26 reward, or I guess if there's hype for you for some of the transfer cards for these eFigs leagues that are going to be coming out every single day. That's probably where the hype lies within, right? You're looking at maybe if Premier League is first, as usually eFigs, English E is the first one that we get. Cherokee is one of the only Prem cards that we have not got from this list. He might be the only card as I look at this now. So it could be Cherokee today if it is the Premier League Daily League that is dropped first. Okay, of course, the Luis Diaz could be in here. The Kwanzaa, the Bakayoko for the Bundesliga. You've got Kluivert in here. You've got the Madrid left back. You've got already released Garcia and Carmona in the game. You got Edin Dzeko in there as well for Serie A. I've got Noah Lang and Lukaku in there. So who knows who's going to be released today, but we're getting some new daily leagues, and I do not believe that has anything to do with FC26 rewards. I think, honestly, guys, that we're done, that all the FC26 carryover rewards would already be in the game as we talked about yesterday. But, of course, that's going to be one part of content today right there. And then I think the icon player pick expires, yeah? The Encore icon pick does expire. It'll probably just be refreshing today. Anything else that expires, I would just imagine it would refresh. I mean, again, since the 99 player picks came out from the Gritty Cup, it really does just feel like this game has kind of ended, to be completely honest. I don't know about you guys, but that's, at least for me, the motivation has gone a lot there. Except if you're trying out some of the really fun cards that are 99 rated and you're enjoying some of those, then absolutely go ahead and do that. But I think that's the video for me today, guys. We're going to try to keep them short and sweet as we head into the season of FC26. Hopefully we get some more news and leaks, and hopefully we get a database, man. The database is the real thing that we need, because then the fun would start, creating some of those starter squads and really getting close to FC26. Truly beginning. We're in this weird in-between stage, 25, 26. We're getting closer, though. Every single day is one day closer to FC26. All right, guys, that's the video for me today. If you did enjoy, drop a thumbs up on it, comment down below if you had any questions, and subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys in a video tomorrow. Have a great Sunday. It's been TheFutAccountant. See you there. Peace out.